Well, good morning, you guys. It's Friday morning. It is Freedom Friday, and I definitely wanted to start the day off with this and do it right. So the weapon that we're going to show today is another thing that I inherited from my dad. It is a 1911 Colt 45 ACP. He was issued it during World War II. My dad carried this in World War II. He gave it to me when he died back in 96. It became mine. Kind of a prized possession. I don't handle it a whole lot. I don't fire it a whole lot. I really just I just have it because it was my dad's. I think it's a fabulous weapon, by the way. It's too important to me to fire a whole lot. So here it is. I'm going to show you the markings, and I'm going to show you some of the things about it. Truly true iconic American classic in the subject of weaponry. This weapon is one of the most iconic handguns in American history. All right, guys, it's important for me. It's important to me that you see some of the markings on this weapon. So we're going to get down close on this one. And you can see M1911A1, U.S. Army. And you can see United States property and the serial number. And that serial number is still registered. I just checked this morning. It's registered, and this Colt manufactured this particular firearm in 1945, and it's still registered in the Colt database. On the other side, you can see it was manufactured by Colt, Hartford, Connecticut. You can see it's the old Colt logo, and you can see all the patent dates. You can see this thing was originally patented on April 20th, 1897, and then you see several other patent dates. The one I like is that February 14th, 1911. So Valentine's Day, but 1911. That's cool because of the weapon, 1911. This is pretty cool. So another thing I want to show you are my dad's original magazines. When he gave it to me, he had 4 originals. So these came with it when he was issued the weapon in 1945. This is what came with. I've kept them all. I've cleaned them a little bit, but I've been very careful not to ruin the patina. There's a lot of marks. There's a little bit of rust and patina on this thing, but I've been careful not to clean it. It pretty much looks like the day my dad gave it to me. I mean, he carried this thing in the theater of war, so I'm sure he told me a lot of stories. It got used quite a bit, and it was, was not a garage princess. This bad boy went to war. So it's going to be messy, but I think it should stay messy. I think that's part of the history of the weapon. The other thing, I want you to see the difference between a 45 ACP and a 9mm. So here's your standard 9mm, standard issue hollow point. Here's your 45 ACP, standard issue hollow point. So you can see the 45 is significantly bigger. The reason the 45 was issued in World War II was its knockdown power. The standard issue prior to that was the 38 Special, and they were, especially in the Pacific Theater, they had a lot of issues with people getting shot by the 38 and getting back up, so the Army issued them 45s. So there you go, the difference between the two. You can see them side by side, and you can see them pretty much the size difference between them. So modern people say that the muzzle velocity of the 9mm is sufficiently higher than the 45, so the knockdown power is the same, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to get shot by either one. So I owe Uncle Willie this part. I store them. If I ever carry the weapon, I would carry it in this 1791 rig. 1791 is the company that does this leather work. So I've got a dual mag holder, and then the weapon itself. It's custom made for this gun. it holds on to it really well. I just like the color. Just adds a respect level to it. I have my dad's original fold-over canvas World War II, but it's pretty rotted, and I don't trust it. So this is, if I take it outside the go bag, this is how it looks. So I just like how it looks. I think it's a nice leather package. I like that it's all matching. Anyway, Uncle Willie, I owe you, buddy. I would never even have heard of this if I hadn't seen it from you. All right, guys, we'll talk about the weapon a little bit more. So this is a classic grip safety. So this is the safety right here. You can, standard slide. The hammer's back is ready to fire, but it won't fire unless you're gripped. And if you're gripped, then you go. The other way to carry it is pretty much half cocked. And that's the way it's recommended to be carried. You put the mag in, you chamber it, which I'm not going to do here, half cocked, and that's how it's stored in the, so you pull it out and you are ready to go. All metal, guys. This is long before polymer was even something that was thought of. This is a 100% metal weapon. So it's heavy. It's heavy. It's thin. But it's long. It's heavy. It's easy to conceal because it's so thin, but it's heavy, and you get 7 or 8 rounds in these mags. So it's an old-fashioned single stack. Not really a whole lot else to show you. I mean, it locks back. You can see the chamber is empty. So here's one of the biggest complaints about the weapon, and that is these sights. So these are low vis sights, man. I mean, these are original 1945 sights. I've not changed a thing on them, but it's got this tiny little front sight on it, and these rear sights are hard to pick up with your eye. So if you're in a low visibility situation and you are trying to put this on, it's tough. I find it to be a pretty accurate weapon. It's quite a powerful weapon, but you got to get used to the sights. And if you're used to modern sights, high visibility sights, red dot sights, and then you come back to this thing, it's tough. It's tough. It's 1945, a man at war, tough. So that's it. There you have it, guys. Freedom Friday for today. My dad's World War II issued, personally carried Colt 1911A1. Proud of it. Means a lot to me. I will never get rid of it. I'll see if my son wants it when it's my turn to hand it off. So my dad was born in 1914. He was 50 years old when I was born. My brother is a year younger than me, so he's 51 when Mike was born. So he was quite a bit older. So that's how, I can have a dad who fought in World War II and was able to hand me a personally issued sidearm. So he went in as a buck private in he was born in 14. So he went in 1930 as a buck private at 16 years old and came out a lieutenant colonel. He got a battlefield commission during the war. So anyway, I have his photo album from World War II. I have some of the paperwork. I don't know, pretty cool. Great history. It's a nice item. Great weapon, by the way, as well. So it's got dual meaning for me, but it's more meaningful as a memento than a firearm. I do not consider this a take to battle weapon, only because I have so many, and this one means too much to me. So I've probably only put 100 or 200 rounds to it in the 30 years I've owned it. I just keep it cleaned and oiled, like operationally cleaned, not like you can see holster marks and things. I'm not going to take any of the patina off it. I just keep it oiled and clean and in fully operational mode. That's really it. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. It was fun to make. We will see you later. Bye.